If you produce music at home, you already know the problem. You make something that sounds great, then you take it outside, you play it in the car, you put it on your mate's phone, you play it in the shed, and it sounds like absolute crap. More often than not, it's because of the way your room is set up. Frequencies are getting masked, things are bouncing around, and the room is playing tricks on you. So I decided it was worth investing in a dedicated space that I could use as a studio, as well as a home office. I looked at standalone options, I looked at extending off the side of the house, but since I already had a shed and space around it, it made the most economical sense just to extend off the shed. So that's what I did. G'day, it's Rowan from Elfshot Design, and welcome to my most ambitious project yet. A claim I'll stand by until the next one. I'm converting an existing shed into a soundproof studio and home office, and I'm documenting the whole thing. This is a 9-part series. I'll cover everything from the slab and shed extension through to the acoustic treatment, ventilation, a lit feature wall, and the final fit out. In this first episode, I want to walk you through the planning decisions, why I made the choices I made, and how I thought about soundproofing on a realistic budget, and give you a preview of what's coming in the rest of the series. The studio comes off what was an unused roller door bay. I never needed it, so it was the obvious candidate. I added a new 3.5 metre bay off the end of the existing structure. By borrowing one bay from the original shed, I didn't lose much overall shed space. That's a usable music production space, not enormous, but well within the range where acoustic treatment can make a significant difference. However, being long and quite narrow did require some careful thought around acoustic physics. Now, before I get into how I approached all this, I want to clear something up that causes a lot of confusion. Soundproofing and acoustic treatment, they're two very different things. Soundproofing is about stopping sound getting in or out of a room. It's about mass, decoupling and sealing. Done properly, it's expensive and structurally involved. Acoustic treatment is about what happens to sound inside the room. Absorption, diffusion, bass control. This is what makes a room sound good to record or mix in. I live out here on a rural property, so I don't really need to have strong soundproofing, but I do want good acoustic properties inside the room. In terms of soundproofing, my goals are really just to block out the wind noise, because it gets quite windy up here, and that noise comes through to the inside. So my approach was, use the shed's outer skin as the first line of defence, build a decoupled inner structure to deal with the vibration transfer, and then treat the room acoustically on the inside. It's a layered approach. Now, I'm not an acoustic engineer. Everything I've done here is based on research, some solid DIY instincts, and a practical approach. If you're a capable DIYer trying to get a genuinely good result on a realistic budget, hopefully this series gives you something useful to consider. Each video is its own topic, so if you're only interested in one thing, you can jump to that video. But if you want to catch the whole series end to end, subscribe to the channel and you'll be notified when each one comes out. Episode 2 covers the shed extension itself, the slab, the steel frame and the cladding. Episode 3 is the double glazed window install, which turned out to be more of a structural challenge than I expected, because transferring the weight of heavy glass safely to the slab, rather than letting the shed wall carry it, required some careful thinking. Episode 4 covers the internal wall and ceiling framing, isolation, decoupling, and how I've dealt with the ceiling cavity to keep the whole thing weatherproof and pest-proof. Episode 5 is what I'm particularly happy with, a double skin feature wall with hidden LED strip lighting. It adds a lot to the space visually, and it wasn't as complicated as it looks. Episode 6 is the baffle box, silent ventilation, non-negotiable in a sealed room, and a really satisfying build. Episode 7 is the ceiling cloud, suspended acoustic panels, fabric wrapped, with a few little tricks I haven't seen covered elsewhere in quite this way. Episode 8 covers bass traps and wall panels, the acoustic treatment that ties the whole room together. And episode 9 is the final layout, lighting, speaker stands and desk setup, the full reveal. Next video we're going to start on the extension, and that's where it starts getting physical. We're going to do the slab, the framing and the cladding, and that's where it starts getting interesting too. I will be editing out all the swear words, but thanks for watching so far, and I hope to see you on that one.